I'm Lucy Byram, 23 years old and long course professional triathlete from Leeds. He thinks it's tiring. When we drag you out on runs, you don't like it, do you? No, you like to sleep. We started triathlon, I think, when we were 8 years old. We joined the triathlon section of our running club, Hunford Harriers, and then eventually got into duathlons. And then joined the Yorkshire academies when we were like maybe 11 or 12, and then you just do like little regional series around Yorkshire and Humber. So I did that. And then when I came to uni, joined the uni squad. So it like starts off at like books level, and then you can go into development squad and then performance squad. So I was in that for 4 years until we finished uni. And now I'm 2 years into the, I don't know what you call it, I guess we call it the Brownie squad, but a squad based in Leeds that aren't with the uni. But yeah, train with them. So I made the transition from like sprint standard distance to the longer distance. Well, I guess mine's middle distance, 70.3. I think it was around COVID time, so I had a hip operation in 2021, at the beginning of 2021, and then I didn't really have much speed after like training coming back, so I did my first 70.3 like 8 months after the surgery, and then managed to win that race, and then you get your pro license if you win certain races. So that was a British Champs. So yeah, I just thought I'd try one because I didn't have much speed for like the short distances. So yeah, tried it and managed to get my pro license at that. So now I just stuck with that. Since joining that squad, and like there are a few short course athletes, but there's actual long course athletes in that squad. So I think I've learnt from them quite a lot. So that's been good. So typical week would be Monday to Friday swims, Tuesday and Thursday are harder swims. So Tuesday we have a VO2 swim, typically like 50s or 100s off, quite a lengthy rest, so you can really go for it. And then Thursdays is like threshold swimming, so like 200-300 metres off, like a bit of shorter recovery, so it's a bit harder. And then today on Friday we have like easy swim, but you still have some sprints, and we still do like strength work, so we'd like pull and paddles and stuff like that. So that's what we had today. And then the running throughout the week, I'll typically run 5 or 6 times a week. So easy run on the Monday. Tuesday I've been having track, just started doing track again. So that's what I've been doing. And then Wednesday I'll maybe not run, but run off the bike sometimes if I run, so I had that this week. And then Thursday, just an easy run after swimming. Friday, no run, that's an easy day. Saturday, typically a longer run session, so like canal, tempo kind of things. And then Sunday will be a longish run, depends how long the Saturday run would be. And then riding, probably ride 5 times a week. Easy one after the Tuesday run session. Wednesday will be a longer, maybe 3 or 4 hour ride. Thursday will be a bike session, can be anything from like 3-minute efforts to like 15-minute efforts, depending what it is. And then Saturday, do a mini bike session after the run session, so that one's quite hard. And then Sunday will just be a long ride again.
So I'm Samuel O'Shea, and I'm Lucy's boyfriend. I mean, I'd take credit for getting her into long course triathlon, because I don't think she'd have entered one if I didn't. And I entered it and then never did it, but only entered it so that she would do it, because I thought she'd be really good at it. So that's sort of how it started. Everything that she rides on a bike while she's racing is sort of put on there through thoughts and conversations I've had with her and a coach, and sort of thinking about that so that she doesn't have to. So sort of trying to take that element of it away from her, and then like with a training bike and stuff like that, just making sure that the equipment works and it's not something that she has to worry about or ever has to stress about. It's easy to say it now that she's going well, but I always thought she'd go well. She wasn't really enjoying the short course racing for whatever reason. And I think just the fact that she's not a swimmer, she's not a cyclist, she's not a runner, she is a triathlete. I think the strength plays through in the longer races, especially when there's more time to have those strengths come through.
Yeah, so this year I started quite early I think it was the first week in March. We started in Clash Miami. So me and a few other athletes, Tom Bishop and Kieran, went out to Miami for like 10 days and we raced on the NASCAR circuit, which was pretty cool. So yeah, that was a pretty good start. I was up against some girls that I'd not raced before and that were ranked higher than me. So going in, I think I was maybe ranked 4th or 5th. But I guess no one really knew where they were at the beginning of the season. It is quite early and some athletes have been racing like all through like the Australian summer and stuff like that. So yeah, going into that, didn't really know where I'd be or if like the training had worked through winter or anything. So everyone just kind of goes in not knowing. But yeah, it was a pretty good start. Won. Yeah, so this was the helmet that I won at. No, you want to look at Clash Miami. So it's on a NASCAR circuit. So it's a NASCAR champion. So he's wrote on it, Lucy, from one champion to another, and signed it. So yeah, that was a pretty cool trophy to get. Yeah. Yeah. So after Clash Miami, we flew out to Chile like a few days after. So we had like a few nights in Miami, which was nice. Like there was a bit of an after party and went to the beach and stuff like that. So that was nice. And then we flew over to Chile, which was like another 12 hours of travelling. So that was pretty long. I think the time difference was only 2 hours, so it wasn't too bad. So the race was on the Sunday. That was cold. It was like we were back in the UK. It was like, I think the water was like 13 degrees. It was freezing. And then the bike was, yeah, I couldn't feel my feet. I couldn't feel my feet until the second lap of the run. I was freezing on the bike. But yeah, going into that, I definitely had more confidence, but I don't really think about the result. I just like think about just swim hard, bike hard, run hard, and then see where you come at the end. I don't really like think, oh, I'm gonna win this, or like people talk themselves up. I don't really like. If I didn't have a good race, I'd know if I didn't have a good race, even if I won. Like if I had a rubbish run, you'd be like, oh, that wasn't a good run, but yeah.
So I don't think you've actually said where you came.
Oh yeah, I won that one as well. Watching her, what she's achieved is, I'm so proud of her. She makes me cry every time. She wins races and things and gets on podiums. I'm so proud of her. I'm the first person she calls when she finishes her races and things, which is so nice that we have that connection together. Yeah, and just already she's only been doing it for such a short period of time. What she's achieved is she's my idol, even though she's my sister. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. So nutrition on race day, I'll typically try and have some porridge or something, probably a porridge pot, like, because we've probably only got a kettle in the room or something like that. And then I usually have that around 2.5 to 3 hours before, but our races are normally pretty early, so I try and not to wake up too early, but they are normally at like 8 o'clock, or I've done one at like 6:15 before, so waking up at like 4 in the morning is a bit gross. But yeah, you're not really hungry at that time either, so you have to try and force it down you. And then when I go into like the start and transition and things, I'll probably have like either a flapjack bar like an hour before if I'm hungry, or just try and get it in as fuel. And then 20 minutes before I'll have a super gel, just to make sure you're topped up going in, because after a half an hour-ish swim before on the bike, you don't get your nutrition again until like 40 minutes in on the bike. So yeah, you've got to make sure you're still topped up for that. So then on the bike, I'll mix one of the super carb sachets with a super gel, so that'll be in the same bottle. So I guess that's like 120 grams of carbs in there. And try and finish all that. And then on the bike, I'll have 2 gels with me. So I'll have one super carb and then one normal gel with me, and try to have them both, but I probably only usually have the super carb one. And then on the run, I'll carry 3 gels with me and try to have one every like 5 or 6k-ish. I think I've only ever got 3 in a few times, but not mainly get 2 in. So I've found that's enough for me, so yeah. So we've got the PTO Ibiza, I think it's 3 weeks tomorrow actually. So if you're ranked in the top 26, you get an automatic invite to the event. And then if you're ranked, so I think I was 29th or 30th at the time, if athletes in the top 26 don't want to do it, it gets rolled down to you, so then you get invited, and that's how I got my invite. I didn't expect to go to a PTO event so soon. Like, I'm glad I got the opportunity to go, but I think last year I was ranked 57th or something, so I had like I was quite a way off of going to any of these events. So the first 2 races that I did, I managed to get some pretty good points, and that's how I managed to get in the top 30. So yeah, I didn't expect to, but obviously it's pretty cool, and hopefully I can do the whole series, because it's like one in America, one in Singapore, I think. So yeah, it'd be pretty good to do all them. But yeah, it's a 100k distance. So it's a 2k swim, 80k bike, then an 18k run. I think it's pretty undulating and loads of laps to make it like really spectator friendly, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool that it's going to be in Ibiza. We can go out after. I don't really know what to expect. I think there'll be such a big buzz around the race, and I feel like that'll be a new experience as well. So trying to concentrate on the race, but then also enjoy the fact that I'm at a PTO race with all these really big names will be pretty cool. So yeah, I guess because I don't have any pressure at all, that would be quite good for me. So it will be interesting to see how I swim, bike and run against these girls, and then yeah, and see what happens.